anybody will join. Good morning. It's early. Just driving. God. Oh my gosh. I'm meeting a friend for lunch. Lunch. 8 o'clock in the morning. An early lunch. We're supposed to meet around 10:30, but I figured I'd get there a little early. It's about from here, it's an hour and 48-minute drive to St. Augustine. Hello, Debbie. How are you? I was just thinking about you the other day. Health is alright. I'm getting around a little bit more, but at the same time, my doctor's like, hey, try not to be on your feet very much, but it's like, how am I supposed to lose weight by just sitting down, not doing anything? Oh, that's awesome. You should send some photos of the cards that you make in the group. I got some ideas for some cards, but the last video I did was the watercolor one, and I want to do another watercolor one. I went to try it, my idea failed, so I was like, oh no, gotta start over. But yeah, I've been yes, with the yeah. So my insurance doesn't cover Ozempic because I don't have diabetes. So I am paying out of pocket for, and it's like an off-brand of Ozempic. It's basically it's made in a pharmacy in Tampa, and they deliver it to my door. So I have been on that since the last week in September. So just about a month and a half. And then I order meals from Factor, which I was ordering 10, but now I only order about 5 a week because I don't eat hardly anything. Even when I'm going to Chicken Salad Chick right now in St. Augustine, and I feel like I'm going to eat maybe half my meal, and then at least I'll have some food for later. But with Factor, I've actually had to pause the shipments because I can't even eat all of that, because some meals you go out to eat, and then if I go out to eat, I have extra meals. Like every meal automatically turns into 2. But since July 20th, I'm down 50 pounds, 51 pounds. I've kind of been at this weight for a little while, for about a week now, week and a half. Yeah, semaglutide. Yeah, that's what it is. that, I mean, since, you know, also in August, I was working out. So yeah, since July 20th, I'm down. But in August, I worked out 5 days a week the whole month of August. That took a wear on my hips. That really hurt. So I haven't been back to the gym since August, but I plan on going back to do more just cardio, lightweight things, because it was quite painful for that time. But other than that, I mean, I was having like incredible back pain to the point where just standing for 10 minutes hurt. I haven't had any more back pain, so the weight was a big help now. Good morning, Gail. It's cloudy, very cloudy here. It rained for most of the night, so I wasn't really sure what to expect this morning. I appreciate that, Tammy. I'm drinking my cold brew coffee that I made. The coffee is it's pumpkin flavored coffee from Black Rifle Coffee Company. And then I have 0 sugar pumpkin like creamer that I tried with regular coffee. I don't like it, but this coffee like is actually pretty good. I was kind of shocked. I honestly wasn't sure if I'd like it at all, but it's really not that bad. From when I was in Tennessee all of October, I do have a couple more videos I need to edit. Like the one of me driving a Tail of the Dragon. I have to speed that video up, trying to watch that video in real time. It's so strange because it doesn't feel like you're just curve, but you are. It's 318 curves and 11 miles, but it really doesn't feel like it. Like in the video, it looks like I'm going 10 miles an hour. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'd fall asleep in the first 3 minutes if I had to watch that. So I'm gonna speed it up, but if you guys get car sick, it's not, or like motion sickness, it's not gonna be a video for you to watch. But man, driving here versus driving in Tennessee, I love driving in the mountains. Like one of my favorite things to do was after I dropped my friend off at the Craftsman Fair was to just go and explore. Just be like, as long as there wasn't a no trespassing sign, I was going down that road. Like I was like, that road looks crazy. I want to go down that one. Where's that go? And then I was like, I was like way up at the top of the mountain and beautiful mountain views from the different mountain roads. But then I'm back in Florida, flatland. I did. I saw 3 bears while I was there. The first one was in a creek. And then, it was in a creek. In the Smoky Mountain National Park. And then another day, I saw 2 in one day. And I think they were in a part of the same family. I went on the motor trail, and I saw one way up in a tree. And the only reason why I saw it is because you're on a motor trail, people see the tree moving, and and like you look up and I see like people's hands looking up, like pointing up, and I'm like, how in the world? For one, I don't know how these people saw that. Like someone is like I had to like put my head out the window and then tilt my head all the way back to see this bear, and I was able to zoom in to see it better, but I was like, this is crazy. Like this bear, for one, I think it was a cub, but how in the world did it not fall out of this tree? Because of the way that it was up there. And I'm like, those branches aren't very big up there. I'm like, how is this thing holding on? And then the third one I saw was in another tree, only like 100, maybe 100 yards away from the other one that was in the tree. Yeah, and you know, that's what I couldn't sleep last night. Usually I can't sleep when I know I have to get up early, and that's why I don't usually travel. Like if I go to travel somewhere, I tell myself, okay, wake up, just go to sleep. You don't have to get up early. You'll leave when you wake up, and then you'll go. But knowing that I have to get up early, I can't sleep. So for probably 2 hours last night, I literally was making wish lists of different Airbnbs that I think it would be cool to go to. Now, this would, you know, like, 'cause I want to do my, you know, obviously, guys, my channel is Beard Adventures. I want to travel, and I made. Yeah, they definitely should be in hibernation soon. I don't know how the bears work here. I've, you know, lived in Florida basically since 2020, and I've never seen any bears here, but we have them here. But yeah, I was making wish lists of Airbnbs under $50 a night, and I was like, there is a crazy amount of Airbnbs for less than $50 a night. I think I even I saved one that it's at 16,000 foot elevation in Peru, and it was $39 a night, and I was like, what? Like, now I understand getting there is the expensive part, but once you're there, I think it would be cool to make like a video of like, hey, I'm going here for a week or a weekend, like a long weekend, because if I'm going to Peru, it's going to be a crazy flight. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm going to Peru. I'm just saying it's what I was up all night doing because I couldn't sleep. Like, okay, like spend this much money in this country, you know, like, and then like El Nido in the Philippines, there's places there, and with absolute, like, you're on the ocean, like, I don't know, it's crazy, for less than $50 a night. And then there's like a couple in Japan. It's just, if there's a way to share and then there's like castles. I was like, oh cool, different castles I think it would be cool to stay in. And then there's one for caves I made. Just strange places. There was something up here. Yeah, Florida's alright. I mean, Florida is, it's Florida. It's weird because it really does kind of remind me of like my home state, Illinois. But I will say, Florida is definitely more hilly, shockingly, and like the roads are more curvy, and you know, in Illinois, it's literally a grid, and like if you're not a grid in the city, you're a grid out in the cornfields. But you know, at least here, there's definitely some more curvy roads, kind of more to see. Not really, but a little bit. But yeah, it's Yeah. It's weird when I go home. I'm like, ugh. Like, I'd rather not necessarily be here. Uh, Dollar General, most invasive species in Florida. And hopefully, wow, gas is expensive at that little gas station. It's $3.50 there. When I left the Villages, before I started the video, it was $2.99. I feel like that's cheap. I don't know what gas is anywhere. Here to there. But yeah, with the bears, there's so many animals in Florida. Like, Florida is its own country, I feel like, for like, it's so weird because it's like tropical, and then it's like not at all. Like, I don't know, we got wild monkeys in Florida. Like, what? And then we have bears, we have alligators, like 2 million alligators. That's a lot of alligators. And then roughly 2,000 crocodiles, saltwater crocodiles, but they're, Everglades. We have panthers. It's such a strange place. Yeah, snakes. I don't like snakes. Lots of snakes. I do think this area is really pretty through here. I think I'm near the National Forest or whatever. There's like, I don't remember what they're called, the calberas, or they're like, I feel like they're a trending animal, because there's like, I'm not saying it correctly, but there's a like calbera, I don't know, something like that, coffee shop in St. Augustine, but we have those here. We have wild boar, which, from my understanding, is like, they're invasive, the boar, so like you can just shoot them. Like, I don't have a gun, but like, supposedly they're like, kill them on sight. I was like, oh, okay. Now I don't know if that's legal, but I've been told that by people that live here in Florida. They're like, get rid of those stupid boars. And I'm like, again, where are these boar? Like, not necessarily that I want to see them, because they're like crazy angry, they not about that life, but just, one time, the weirdest thing that I saw was the panther. My mom and I were driving in the Villages, like on 301, which is a road that runs parallel with the Villages, and a Florida panther ran out in front of us, and I'm like, what in the world was that? And I had to look it up. I was like, what kind of animals are here? I just thought I was speeding. I was going 5 under the speed limit. I was like, oh, I need to slow down. I see a speed limit sign that says 55. I was going 50. Oh, well then. Hopefully I have service going through here. Because I feel like I'm out in the middle of nowhere. But sometimes I'm like, I don't want to talk to myself. And I'm not in the mood to like listen to certain music, or like any music, or podcast. I'm like, I don't have to talk to myself. I'll talk to you too. I don't know what day it is. Is it Wednesday? Yeah, it is. It's Wednesday. Not sure if you guys are still in here. What's my service? Okay, it's at 5G. 5G is usually terrible, so video quality probably isn't great, so I apologize. Okay. But I'm going on a cruise on Friday. South Texas, $250. Nice. Wow, that's wild, Gail. That's really good prices. It's a short cruise. I'm just going to the Bahamas for the weekend. We got a crazy good deal through Westgate. You get so many like credits, and my mom and I never used them, and they were getting ready to expire, and I had literally a month to book them before I would lose them. And I was like, what? I was like, oh no. Hey, Uncle Vic. I'm going to the Bahamas on Friday, but I don't know if I'll get off the ship because the ship does look really cool. So I plan on just maybe making some videos around the cruise ship, and I plan on bringing my GoPro 360 camera. Yeah, the credits. I got, it was $600 of credits I got off of this one cruise and another cruise. So for this cruise for two people it was $150. So we're going to Nassau and Coco Cay. But like I said, I'm not too worried about getting off the ship. It's a lot of walking, so it depends on how I feel that day. But then I'm going on another one in March, and then another one in May. So the March is another $150, and then the one in May I was only able to get like $100 off. But this one that I'm going on Friday is definitely the nicest ship I've ever seen. It's going to be the nicest ship I've been on. It's Royal Caribbean Allure of the Seas. But I'm hoping that I can get a kind of a pass, because I bought this thing off Amazon. It's a bag, it's like a crossbody, like I guess kind of like a fanny pack, but it's not. It's like crossbody, so I can put like sunglasses in and different things like that, passport, but also to put my handicap sticker, because I am awaiting the double hip replacement. So it's like it'd be nice if I can kind of not have to stand in line. We'll see. Hello, Sue. Good morning. I'm driving over to St. Augustine to meet a friend for lunch. Even though it's 8:30 in the morning, it's an early lunch. My friend lives in Jacksonville. Hello, Sharon. Good morning. But like I said, I didn't want to listen to music. I didn't want to listen to a podcast. I was like, I'll talk to YouTube as long as I have service. How's everybody doing this Wednesday morning? Yeah, if the video is not great quality, it's because of my service. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. So hopefully it's clear to you guys. That's the only bad thing about the going live while driving. Yeah, so, right, I asked my doctor, I was like, look, I can't, this, like, walking, parking far away thing is not working for me. I was like, I still have to lose, at the time, I had to lose 85 pounds, 90 pounds to even be able to talk to a doctor about having the hip replacement surgery. I'm down 51 pounds from July. So, I have 55 pounds still to go before I can even have I have to have both hips replaced and a shoulder replacement. And I still don't know what's going on with my left arm. So, possibly a left shoulder as well. Yes, I am. I am doing well. I've kind of plateaued a little bit, but I'm trying not to, lose, or get discouraged. I don't know. What's the right word for that? I didn't like how their stop sign was still out. I was like, I see the bus is moving, the lights are off, but the stop sign was still out. Nice. I love driving. My car probably hates me for it. It's a 2021 Tesla Model Y with 72,000 miles on it. But the wear and tear on a Tesla is a little different than on a gas-powered car. The bad thing is, it's not going to be worth as much when I go to trade it in for the Cybertruck. Which, with the Cybertruck, when I get the Cybertruck, which I don't want to get rid of it, but if I were to get rid of it, within a year of owning the Cybertruck, Tesla would sue me for $50,000. That's what they've made a thing because of the crazy amount of people that have pre-ordered Tesla Cybertrucks. There's been over 1.8 million pre-orders for the Cybertruck. My place online, which what is today's day? Is the 15th. So November 19th, 2009. Yeah, I think it was the 19th, 2019. It was like 24 hours after they announced the truck. It was around that time, around this time of year, 4 years ago. My place in line, 24 hours after they announced the truck, is 300 and something thousand. So like, I don't even think I would get the truck in the first year and a half. But with that, you know, I couldn't then decide to flip the truck and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to sell it, because Tesla would sue me for $50,000 and ban me from buying a Tesla ever again from Tesla. Like, you could buy one, you know, from a used car lot or something, but you couldn't buy one from Tesla. And that is wild. Now, they're not the first car company to do that. There has been other car companies to do something similar, but it's usually very exotic cars. But still, like, I read that and I was like, that's kind of crazy. I'm like, I have zero plans of selling that vehicle for like a while, because I definitely, you know, I have plans with that vehicle. Like, I want to travel the country in the Cybertruck. So I'm in Silver Springs right now. I feel like this was a really long way to get to Silver Springs. No, I guess 32 minutes. That makes sense. 33 minutes I've been live. I honestly don't know. It's weird, because the only thing that really sucks for me is I bought my car when Tesla was like raising the prices of their cars. Like, I bought it and then they raised the price twice after I bought mine. And I was like, oh, that's gonna add value to my car. Now they've lowered the price of their new Teslas so much that it's like, man, that's like depreciating my car so fast. Because I got this car, it was $64,000, and now that's for a long range Tesla Model Y 2021. Now you could buy a performance 2023 Model Y starting at $52,000. Now, you know, I do have the white interior, so that was an add-on. So it was 64 out the door, so it might have been 57 starting, because the red paint, the bigger wheels, the white interior, those are all extra cost. But yeah, it's and you know, honestly, I don't know if people even know this. There is no way I was going to be able to afford this car. I am forever grateful for my mom. My mom surprised me, basically, with ordering this car. She didn't tell me. You know, she had a really good few months there where there was like back pay that came in from somewhere, and one of the things that she was getting money from, they they like mispaid her for a few years. So there was like a big lump sum, you know, and she put down a rather large down payment, and then, you know, she surprised me, basically. Like, she told me, like, I think it was maybe a month before we were to pick up the car, she was like, hey, by the way, I got you something. I you know, you're still gonna have to pay for it, but I got it down to where you'll be able to afford it. So that was, I mean, I didn't even know what to say. I was like, what? So then, you know, that was wonderful that my mom did that and was able to do that. And then what felt good for me was to be able to give my car to my brother for him to have the first car that he didn't have to pay for. That's one thing, is like, I love to like give. I love to see people's face when you give them. It doesn't even have to be much. Just to see people's reaction to things. Oh, look, like here, there's a sign right here. It says bear next 2 miles. It doesn't say bear. It shows a picture of a bear. But let's see if we see any bears. Yeah, we're in the National Forest right now. Very straight, boring road. Kind of bouncy road, like hilly. There's a bunch of little... Yeah, you know, as a kid, your favorite thing for Christmas was, like mine, was like, oh, I'm gonna get presents, I can't wait for this. The older I get, I'm like, nah, I don't really care to get presents. I just want to see people's faces when I get them a present. And now, you know, like with my 3D printer and stuff, I'm not like more so making different things for people. I do want to sell some stuff that I make on there, but it's like, if I could make something useful or like a gift for somebody. Good morning, Jamie. It's early where you are. Did you just wake up? The roosters wake you up? It's like what? 5:30? 5:40? Are you at Mountain Time or Pacific Time? Ugh. Gross. Mountain Time. Okay. I woke up at 7:15. Although I didn't get to sleep very much before that. Whenever I have to get up early, it's not even that I had to get up early. I'm literally meeting a friend for a very early lunch, but yeah, those roosters, I couldn't do it. They drove me nuts when I was in Miami. And cats' tongues are like rough. That does not sound fun. So, yeah, sandpaper, yes. That's a good way to put it. Sounds awful. like, let's just say I was up so early this morning because I couldn't sleep. I laid in bed for like 3.5 hours and was like debating on, should I even try to make this journey today? I was so awake that I was asking the Amazon machine to how far away St. Augustine was, and then like how far would it be for me to leave at that time, because it was, early morning, and it's like the same as when I left this morning, because it's like, just driving out in the middle of nowhere. Just from my house to St. Augustine, it's not like I can jump on the interstate and get there. So I was like, okay, how do I do this? Like, I was debating on going to St. Augustine for the sunrise, which is 6:02 a.m. Like, it was like 3:50. I was like, okay, if I jump in the shower, I can drive there, see the sunrise, sleep in my car, meet up for lunch, and then go home. And eventually I started getting tired shortly after that thought. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? But luckily a couple days ago, I made cold brew coffee. So I have a couple cups of that in my blender bottle right now. I bought this thing for like $18 on Amazon to make cold brew coffee. So I'm like, I love I love my Keurig and stuff, but it's always makes hot coffee, or then I have to put ice in it, and then it waters it down. And I'm like, wait, I could just make cold brew coffee. Yeah, I mean, you live in one of those cold states, so I understand. Honestly, my it's always iced for me or something cold. Hey Juju, I am heading to St. Augustine, sort of. I'm heading to Chicken Salad Chick in St. Augustine. I don't even know if I'm going to do anything in St. Augustine. Probably not. I'm going to my grandparents this evening to play games and stuff. But it's not like I can really walk around a whole lot anyways. So, but I'm meeting a friend out here for lunch. My friend lives in Jacksonville, so Salt Springs. Oh, and we were talking about animals. The birds that are here are just crazy. Like, sand cranes for one. Like, I can't imagine being in Illinois, just walking, and then there's a bird as tall as I am, just chilling next to me, or like a foot shorter than me. Like, hey, what's up? Like, no, like that's not a thing. Like, that's birds here are just nuts. That might have been 20 minutes ago when we were talking about that, but now I'm on Highway 19. Really? That's crazy. What's the weather for everyone? Like, it's definitely cooled down here, but I know I can't say much because I know it's cold in a lot of places. Like a few days ago, it was like 90 degrees. Now it's 71. It's been 71 the last few days. It's like 71 in the day and 71 at night. The humidity is the only thing that's changing. Okay. That's not too bad. That's actually warmer than I thought it would be in Minnesota. Ugh. That doesn't sound great. So, ugh, that sounds worse, Jamie. I don't like that at all.
Overspeed.
And it's El Nino this year, right? You guys are in El Nino winter. I think that means is it colder for me too? But it's like warmer in the Midwest, but it's actually supposed to be colder here. Not like colder than the Midwest, but colder than what it usually is. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, I get that, because when I was in Tennessee in October, there was mornings that it was 39 degrees, and I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt still. I think my body was like, finally, after having such a hard August, the summer this year was crazy, and like it was in the news constantly. Like every day we were breaking records. Like our summer this year was like 3 to 4 degrees warmer than it was the year before, or than it's ever been. It was wild. Like not as bad as where you're at, Gail, but for us Floridians, I still don't feel like I should even call myself that yet, but I feel like I need to live here for 5 years before I Floridian. So another bear sign. Let me know if you guys see any bears. Yeah, it was a very long, hot summer for sure. Earlier I was talking about, when I was in Tennessee driving down random roads. I think it'd be kind of cool to do here if I had a 4-wheel drive vehicle, because a lot of these random roads down here are sand. So I feel like if it rains, it's really easy to get stuck somewhere. I like the heat as well. I just think it just got to be too much. Like, just going outside was for the whole month of to like 100% humidity, and it was, man, when the humidity is that much, it's tough. Where are you located, Sharon? Are you in Florida? It's hard to remember where everyone's at. Or was that, who said Minnesota?